Welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook Fish on Friday. So what are you having? You can see in the picture, ain't no fish. Pork and beans. We're going to compare pork and beans. Expensive brand. I mean, they're not really expensive, but they can all sometimes be 50, 60 cents a can difference. We got great value. And we got the gold standard, Van de Kamp's. Is there a difference in taste? Right off the top, there's a difference because the Van de Kamp's got a lid on it that I had to take off with a can opener. I didn't think it ever gonna get that crazy thing off. The Mickey D's, it had a pull tab. So let's get a taste of these and see what the difference is. Is it worth 50 cents a can? I mean, you know, so is 50 cents. But what if you were like when I buy stuff like this, I buy 4 or 5 cans at a time. That can be $2 or $3. Hey, it adds up, especially to an old dude. My wife and I watch our expenses, and we own what we call a fixed income. So anyway, let's get this video started and do a taste test, and then I'll show you what we got to do with these beans after we do the taste. I ain't gonna just eat them. That'd be enough pork and beans for me to eat for a month. Right off the top, you can tell there's a difference. The Van de Kamp's got a lot more juice in it. Poor old GV, he got more beans. I'm buying beans, I ain't buying juice. Water's cheap. Now there may be a difference in the flavor. I've never compared the two. I've eaten both of them through the years. More Van de Kamp's than anything. Let's see, what's it say? High in fiber. Yeah, they're both high in fiber because, you know, they're beans. Pork and beans. So let's do a taste. Let's go with the great value first. All right, let's have a taste of this great value. Scientifically, this is a scientific test, you know, by the taste. Tastes like pork and beans. It's sweet. They're not crazy mushy. They're just right, actually. Let's get this Van de Kamp station. And you can see it's got lots of water in it, or lots of juice. So the pork, the Great Value did not have this. But maybe the beans are different. Maybe the beans taste different. Let's get up out of this. Well, there ain't a bit of difference in the taste of it. Not any. A little texture difference, but I think if you pour these out in a bowl and mix them together, you had 2 different bowls, nobody'd ever know the difference in as far as the texture. And both of them are good flavor. So is there a difference? Not really, except Van de Kamp's got a lot more juice in it. I don't know what that juice is, but let's see if we can see here. I don't have my specs on. Prepared white beans. Let's see on Wally World here. Wally World may not have any of them on it. Let's see here. It's bound to say what it is. I don't. It said the serving suggestion, and I guess that's the picture on the front. Enlarged to show texture. Does that mean I've got great texture because I'm enlarged? I've never seen that before, never paid attention to that. It don't say what the ingredients is. Oh, here it is, ingredients, right before my eyes. Yeah, white beans. White beans and water, tomato puree. White beans and water, tomato puree, more water, tomato paste, sugar. Let's see here. I'm surprised on the On the Great Value, oh, there is sugar, but it's listed further down the list. So anyway, is there a difference buying these? Not really. I guess you could be a purist. I prefer mine, not all the juice on them. Just, you know, I want the beans. But together, they ain't no difference really. So what are we going to do with these? I've got 2 cans open. Well, that's easy. We're going to make some baked beans. I've been craving some baked beans. So let me get the camera around here so you can see what we're going to do. It's a simple recipe. Simple recipe. You can see the juice out of these. These are Van de Kampers. There may be a little difference in size. I wouldn't even swear to that. Once we pour these out, I'll pour the weight as far as is the same. Slide these over to one side. And I think there's a lot, well, they're for sure thicker. Not as much juice, or whatever they want to call it, water, corn syrup, whatever. And I love pork and beans with a slice of fresh onion. Here you go. How's that stack up? You can see that Great Value's thick and taller. The Van de Kamp's got more juice in them. The beans themselves and the Great Value are larger by comparison. Yeah, a little bit larger even. Is there a difference in flavor? Shoot, no. But there is a difference in the thickness. Great Value gets my thumbs up for sure on this one. All right, let's get this recipe going. I've got the oven preheating over there. All right, I'm just going to mix these two together since they're not the same. This is a quick recipe. And you can get real elaborate. I have cooked ground hamburger and put it in with this after it's already cooked. I put ground sausage and ground it up, and not big chunks, and just smaller pieces, and put it in here. I'm going to put some bacon. I'm going to put a little ketchup. You can use tomato paste. I've always made it with ketchup. These 2 cans are going to get about a half a cupful of ketchup. You can get really creative. You can put onion in here. You can put raw or cooked onion. It's going to be in the oven long enough. If you put it raw, it's going to cook. And so you can get crazy. You can put, a lot of people put bell peppers. I am not a fan of bell pepper. I'll eat them. Eat them in many barbecue joints. The baked beans will have bell pepper in it. I prefer chopped up jalapeno. A little attitude. I'm not even going to do that today. I've got some mustard. Just a little twang. Just a teaspoonful. Mix that all in. Make sure it's incorporated. I'm not going to put onions or garlic, no onion powder, no garlic powder, because I've got the answer to all of that. Camp Dog Original. Camp Dog Spice. Let's see. There's about a teaspoon. About 2 teaspoons there. And we're going to go by taste, of course. You can put more or less. A lot of people put brown sugar. I've added lots of brown sugar in my life, but I've used maple syrup, corn syrup for that sweetness. So today, we're going to use Dr. Bill's Canyon Maple Syrup, Louisiana product. Matter of fact, Dr. Bill's and Camp Dog, both Louisiana products. Dr. Bill's is really good, just like Camp Dog. There's about a fat tablespoon. Here's another fat tablespoon. And you can cook these right on top of the stove and heat them up and serve them. And if you're in a hurry, you ain't got time to bake it, ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, let's do a taste test. That's pretty much on the mark right there, boys and girls. Pretty much on the mark. Got plenty of sweetness from that Canyon maple syrup. Dr. Bill's hit it out of the park. I love how he says, taste it's out of this world. Yeah, that's right. And Camp Dog, yeah, you can't go wrong, Camp Dog. Matter of fact, Papa Scott, he's got a discount, or I've got a discount code for any of my viewers who want some of this Camp Dog. It's easy to remember. I'll put it on the screen anyway. It's CBCC, like a country boy can cook. And you get 20% off your orders from you. Order direct from it, and I'll put all the order information for both the Dr. Bill's and Camp Dog on here. And by the way, I appreciate y'all being part of my channel. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. If y'all got somebody you can send this video to that likes, that wants a real old Southern style recipe, no fluff, send them my recipe, share. All right, now the last and final ingredient, bacon. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Let's see how many pieces I need for here. I think just one big fat piece. This is some really good homemade smoked bacon here. A buddy of mine made. I guess I'll show you a picture of it. I'm gonna cut some of it up in small cubes to mix in. And the others I'm going to put on top. Let's see. All right. Just get the chunks mixed in. That'll get that smoky bacon flavor throughout the beans. These are great cowboy beans. I'll tell you a story about eating beans. A good one. All right. Let's get this on top. I've got the oven preheated at 350 degrees. I've got the oven at 350 degrees. Got my bacon on top of the beans. Yeah. It's gonna be good. It'll probably cook for about 30 minutes. I just want it to cook down and get real thick. I want to be able to spoon it out and it stay together. None of this pouring it out like you can pour it out of a pitcher. That's not baked beans to me. If that's the way you like it, then just don't cook it as long. I want it cooked down and thick. Into the oven she's going. Well, I've got those cowboy beans, baked beans, what do you even call it? It's in the oven. I've got it set for 30 minutes. It's 350 degrees. I'll just check it along the way. I'll probably check in 15 or 20 minutes. I just want it to cook down. If you got a problem with your baked beans being too thin, just cook them on a lower temperature for a longer amount of time. It'll evaporate some of the juices out into the air and just make it thicker and richer and ooey gooey. So good. So I was going to talk about the beans. So there was one time in my life I kind of dropped out of society. On my own doing, I'd got to that point in my life I needed to get out of everybody's way. Let's put it like that. And I don't know if I've told this or not, but I lived in a boat. It's about a 35, 40 foot long Chris Craft boat. He would sleep about 4 people, had a bathroom, a kitchen, well, as they called it, a head, not a bathroom, and shower and everything I needed. And the weird part about it, it was dry docked. It was set on some blocks in the middle of one of my buddy's pastures up on the other side of Denton. And there's a little creek that went beside it and a pond, and he had the back of that boat overlooking that pond. It was the most peaceful thing. My dinners most of the time were pork and beans. I didn't want to have to cook anything. Just get in from work, forget my troubles. Hopefully nobody was coming to look at me or look for me for my troubles. And open me a can of beans and a knife and a fork or whatever, a spoon, and have a sandwich and pork and beans. Man, it was just great. Talking about a simpler life in a simpler time. And the boat wasn't even in the water, but if I was sitting back there, I was overlooking this big pond. It was like being in the water. I'd have my rock station going with some old 60s rock and roll going. Yeah, it was a good time. So am I an expert at beans? Yeah, pretty much. I've had all of them and tasted all of them, the cheap ones to the more expensive ones. And I'm telling you, these beans ain't a whole lot of difference in them. It ain't worth, unless you want juicy beans and you don't want as many beans in your can, then buy Great Value. It's more beans and thicker. So anyway, I'll get these beans out here in a little bit and we'll do a taste test on them. All right, these were in the oven for about 45 minutes at 350. I checked them one time, kind of jiggled it, and it was setting up. I think I killed the oven at 50 minutes and just turned it off and let them set there. Pulled it out about 15 minutes later. It's still hot. Still nice and hot. You see that right there, boys and girls? That's some good kind of goodness here. See, it's not real runny. It's thick and rich. And these are not barbecue beans. There's a whole world of difference. Barbecue beans have barbecue sauce in them. These are baked beans. Do they look lighter? Yeah. If you're used to seeing barbecue beans that are cooked in a smoker, they're real dark and rich because of the barbecue sauce and the molasses. Traditional baked beans are not barbecue beans. Now, if you want to do this recipe, instead of putting ketchup, you can put barbecue sauce in it and adjust your sweetness. You can have wonderful barbecue beans too. But let's get a bite of this. Move some stuff around so I can. Still warm. Thick and rich and yummy. There's some of that good bacon there. Cut a chunk of that right here. My buddy makes this bacon. Smoked it in a smoker. It's really good stuff. Let me get a bite here. She's a pretty thing. Oh boy. Baby, that's some good stuff now. You could win a baked bean contest with this, the best. It's really good. It's got a little sweetness to it, not syrupy sweet. Got a little savor, got a little flavor, a savory flavor actually. I call it the savor, savory flavor because of Camp Dogs. A little sweetness because of Dr. Bill's. It's right on point. These are wonderful baked beans. Make either this recipe and let me know what you think about it. Using some good smoked bacon in it adds flavor to it. And I appreciate y'all watching my videos. Please share my videos. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Comment on my videos and follow me along. Follow the old dude from cooking to gardening. Don't tell him what to be on the next video. You just never know. See y'all later. Thanks for being here.